What's good, y'all? KeaToSuccess here, back with another video. We're gonna go into a video today that's gonna relate to my last video, one of my last videos, where I talked about why you should stay out of trucking in 2022, 2023. That was a more negative side. Now I'm gonna touch on the more of the positive side, the positive light of it, and why you should get into trucking in 2022. Before we get into all that, please like the video for me. Push this out in the algo so more people can see the video. I appreciate y'all who do that, especially my supporters who do watch me. I appreciate y'all. But yeah, let's get into it. We're gonna start out talking about the company guy. They're getting paid a lot of money out here. As long as you're not working for a mega carrier such as, Swift, CR England, Knight, those type of places. If you work for a smaller company, probably got 50 trucks or less, or I wouldn't say trucks, but employees, it's probably your best bet. That's where you're going to get paid the most, because these bigger companies, these mega carriers, they are going to pimp you out starting out 100%. You're going to be making money, pennies on a dollar, getting paid 30 cents a mile, when you should be getting paid way more than that, which might equivalent to $50,000-$60,000 a year, which in my opinion, even though I know you're a brand new driver, you don't have experience and this and that, I think that's really, shortchange people. And you don't see that higher earnings until you got more than 2 years experience, which is shitty. So you got to be in 2 years just to work your way up to 80. That's bullshit. So that's why you need to look for these smaller companies, research those, and check them out. If you're smart, that's what I would do 100%. I know I didn't go that route, but if I was going to get my CDL and go company, that's what I'm doing. I'm going to search for one of these smaller companies, and I'm going to work for them because they're going to pay you more money, just because they might not offer insurance or some of the other benefits that they offer as being with a bigger mega carrier. You're going to get that special pay, you want to say. You're going to get $2,500 a week, $2,000 a week. You're going to make that $80,000 a year, which is where you want to be, especially if you're on the younger side. I wouldn't say you don't need to worry about health insurance, but you don't have to worry about health insurance. Simple as that. When you're younger, if you're a healthy person, you should be straight, and you can build your way just working that way outside, especially if you're going to get probably paid 1099. You can start working those sort of things to the tax write-offs. But I'm not going to get into that part. I'm not going to get into the financial advice. Yeah, get in as a company guy. Find a smaller place to work on, and you're gonna get your experience there. Simple as that. Especially if you're gonna work your way towards being owner, you're gonna get your experience. You're gonna learn the terrain. You're gonna learn the truck. You're gonna learn the regulations, at least some of them. You're gonna learn just all the little nuances of trucking. Starting out, just the things that trucking schools aren't gonna teach you. You're gonna learn here on the road. I say the biggest thing, working for a small carrier, you're gonna learn how to fix your truck. More than likely, if you're working for a small carrier, less than 50 trucks, maybe 4 trucks, 2 trucks, 3 trucks, whatever the case may be, the owner might ask you to do some things that you're like, what the fuck? Why am I doing this? I'm a company guy. But that's why they're paying you a little bit more to, go through these little issues. So let's say, you're on the side of the road, you call your owner, you might not know nothing about the truck at this current moment. You explain the situation, like, yo, this is happening, da-da-da, with the truck. And they're like, okay, I need you to do this, this, and that. And it took you an hour to fix. And now you're back on the road rolling. You're not missing any appointments. You're not missing any home time. You stay rolling. Maybe you lost an hour or two. Now, if you're dealing with roadside, you might be there all day. It might be a whole day process especially depending on your area, where you're at, where you get stuck at. It's gonna suck. You're gonna waste the whole day probably fucking with roadside, and that's what's gonna happen when you're working with the mega carriers. You're gonna call them. Obviously, you're gonna let them know, and they're gonna send somebody out, and it might take a minute. And at that point, you're wasting your time. You're gonna lose home time, or you're gonna be late for your appointment, and that's gonna make you lose more home time if you're trying to get home or something like that, or miss your next load. So things with the trucks is like always want to keep them moving and rolling, and having that setback sucks. We all know that, but being with this big mega carrier, you're not going to get that experience, especially if you're going to be looking at becoming an owner operator. This is, vital. These are things that you don't have to worry about once you start your own or get your own equipment. Now you know certain things that you can take care of yourself, and it's going to better project you into having a better owner operator career, or building the business on top of the owner operator career, because you know these certain things. But I'm gonna go into the main thing is be with a company guy if this is what you want to do, and if you're gonna work your way towards being an owner operator, and you want to be less risk tolerant. You want to be low risk as possible, because you go company, you just get your CDL and you work for somebody, and there's no strings attached. You can walk away whenever you want and go do another career. You're not tied to it, you're not stuck to it. Versus owner operator, you're probably stuck to it, or at least you're going to pay some penalties to get out of it. So yeah, that's 100% positives, being a company guy. And so I'm going to go in a little bit of the owner operator side here. So owner operator, I say start out, that's what I am, and that's what I like. I'm the more risk it for the biscuit type of dude. I'm start out that way. And that's what I did. But I was 100% more fortunate than a lot of people out here. With that being said, I had my father pretty much teach me everything, and my uncle. So shout out to both of them. I appreciate them. The reason where I'm at now today, and without them, things could have been a lot different. It's always helpful to have someone in your back pocket that knows the industry or knows something about trucking, and that can help you along the way. But I have that, and I know a lot of people probably aren't going to have that, especially if you're going to start off of it right away. If you're really trying to be successful, you need to find and seek somebody out here that can help you. Simple as that. And I had that help, and that's where I'm at. That is why I am at where I'm at now. Simple as that. So shout out to my father and my uncle, 100%. Like I said, if y'all don't know, I'm a third generation trucker, and my dad's been trucking for over 20 years, and he's been doing owner operator stuff for about 5 years. And the same thing roughly for my uncle. So there's a lot of experience backed up behind me, and I'm fortunate. Thank God for that. But yeah, if you're gonna start out just being an owner operator straight ahead, I definitely say, why not just jump into it? Just do it. If your goal is to be an owner operator and that's your end goal anyways, just do it. Why waste the time? Especially if you got certain things set up. Especially if you got the 2 of the 3 pillars that I talked about in one of my old videos. If you got those 2 pillars in place, you're more likely going to succeed. Yeah, there's going to be bumps and bruises. It's going to be tough. It's going to be stressful, 100%. Either way. No matter if you got those pillars or not, no matter if you got a mentor or not, it's going to be stressful. Trucking, being an owner operator, is not faint for the heart at all. It's a struggle. It can be a struggle every day, because you never know what's going to happen with these trucks, even if you stay on top of the equipment. Yeah, if you stay on top of it, you're going to help yourself out a lot, but also things can just happen. You blow a motor, and now you're paying 20 G's to get a new motor. You might not have it. Now you got to find ways to do that, or call yourself out of business, bankruptcy, whatever the case may be. Yeah, that's owner operator. I start out right away, because there's a lot of programs out here that you can get a truck easily. I'll go over those in probably another video specifically about those. But you got companies that got lease purchase programs. 0 down. You don't have to put any money down to get into the truck. Obviously, you're gonna have high weekly payments, or you're gonna pay a lot per month. But at least you're getting into it, and you're going to be leasing onto a company and whatnot. Let me stop right there anyways. Let me rewind back, because the first thing you should do 100% is find a company that you're going to lease onto or work with, whatever the case may be. I wouldn't suggest getting your own authority unless you got something lined up that deals with new authorities, because if you don't got that, then I'd probably say start leasing onto a company, whether you bring the truck on or you're doing a lease purchase program. I do it that way. It's probably easiest, it's less risky, and especially if you get with a good company, you're going to get consistent loads, and you're probably going to get consistent rates, and which is the key. You don't want to be getting paid up here, down here, back there. It's nothing inconsistent. Then you can't. It's going to take you a minute to figure out, like, okay, my expenses are here. I need to save here and go there, because I know I got paid this much this week, but it looks like this week I'm going to be paid this much. It could be up and down with the truck industry. You never know. So definitely, if you get on with a good company, got good reputation, they got a lot of loads moving, you're going to set yourself up pretty good, mitigate some of the risks that you do take on, leasing on. So I said before now, is you finding the truck, whether that's, leasing it or financing it. leasing it, you know, you got a lot of these places that only need 8, 10,000 down, 15,000 down. That's on the high end. I wouldn't do that, me personally. But if you can do that, do it. And these are newer trucks under warranty and whatnot. I think that's perfect situation. It's great. You got a new truck. It's yours technically, but you can also do to give it back if you need to. You might have to pay a penalty, but at least you can give it back and you not have to worry about selling it or something like that, or selling at a loss, a big loss, versus just paying a little fee or fine. That's the way I would go. Now, if you can finance, put money down, probably 10%, 20%. I wouldn't pay it off 100%. In my opinion, I'd rather use the bank's money. That's the best way to do and whatnot. But if you're gonna finance, get a truck, even lease, you know, you want to stay under 400,000 miles to mitigate some of your risk. Because obviously, the older the truck, more miles on it, more headaches, more issues that may come along with it. Yeah, we all know a new truck can just have as much problems as an old truck. We all know that, so you gotta stay on top of your maintenance regardless. But having a new truck may mitigate some of the issues you may come across, especially once you get to learn your truck, figure out what does need to be replaced and what doesn't, especially if it's on the older side. But yeah, if you can finance, you know, stay under 400,000 miles, get a newer on the newer end, and you know, check over the reports, maintenance, all that stuff. Just you know, help yourself out, save you time and money fixing things. Once you do that, now it's just time to get that thing on the road. Whether you do power only or you're renting a trailer, that's probably the best thing to do, because power only, you're kind of limited to certain things and moving certain not products, but just, you know, trailers. If you got, you know, you're renting a trailer, you got your own trailer, you know, quote unquote, you can move all sorts of things. I'd go that way 100%. It's just better bang for your buck and more opportunities, and it's probably more opportunities to stay consistent, because like I said, that's the key. And just keep doing your research after that, especially if you're just starting out. You know, talk to drivers, network. That's going to help you speed the process of finding good lanes, talking to the shippers, you know, getting consistent money. That's going to keep you there and whatnot. So yeah, that's the positives right there. Maybe a little bit, I sprinkled a little bit negative in there, but I always gotta do that just to, you know, keep it real. Like I said, my channels, I'm just trying to spread awareness, keep the truth out there, to help anybody out there who's, you know, thinking about getting into the trucking industry, whether it's owner operator or a company guy, or, you know, like I said, you can start a company and then go owner operator, just to mitigate your risk and, you know, get the experience, and you don't have to, you know, jump all 2 feet in and you can't do nothing else about it. You just can do 1 foot in, 1 foot out, and go from there. You know, step out. But sometimes if you put both feet in, you ain't getting unstuck, you ain't undirty in your shoes, and, you know, like I said, you're fucked. But if y'all made it to the end of this video here, please put a key emoji in the comment for me. If y'all made it this far, let me know that y'all did. You know, it's for the algo. Hope we push out there for people who want to see this video. Just like I said, spread awareness of why you should get into trucking. I think it is needed to know, and it's beneficial, especially for guys out there who don't know what they want to do, whether it's going to school or not going to school, or, you know, just you've done all these other things and now you're just on a new path. And whatever I can do to help it make it easier to transition for you, I want to do for y'all. I'm here to give out that content. I'm here to give out that value. It's my biggest thing. I just want to give value out to you guys, because some things I wasn't told, I haven't learned, and y'all learning with me too. So I just want to let y'all know that. So yeah, again, put a key emoji in the comment for me, like the video, share it with anybody who you think needs to see it, and that's it for today. KeaToSuccess out. Deuces, y'all.